And we are tracking a News 5 alert on a report of possible shots fired on the Air Force Academy grounds about an hour and a half ago. The latest word from the Air Force Academy is an active security sweep is going on campus right now. No reports of shots fired, no reports of injuries. We also got another tweet from the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. They are clearing dorms. Again, they are reassuring folks, or trying to, or reaffirming, I should say, again, the Sheriff's Office, which is also involved in this, no shots fired, no injuries so far.
They're also asking everyone to stay away from the academy right now. It is on lockdown, and we also just heard that they're asking cadets to stop calling for information at this point because they're being flooded with phone calls right now, so just stay tuned. And we do have our Andy Cohen. He's at CB and Potts. It's a popular bar that cadets frequent, what we're told. So Andy, you've been talking with cadets out there this evening. What have you been hearing?
Yeah, guys, CB and Potts, to give you a little bit of perspective of where we are east of the Air Force Academy. You can kind of see the restaurant here behind me, and those lights off in the distance, that is the base back behind us. When we first got here, there was maybe a half dozen cadets who were here with a chaperone, and I guess all of the cadets got a push alert on their cell phones, alerting them to this situation and warning them to stay away. So they were here with their chaperone, trying to listen in on police scanners if they had them, to try and keep tabs of what was going on back on the base. Obviously, they were very concerned about the safety of their friends and fellow cadets that are on the base during this situation. We do know that the Colorado Springs Police Department SWAT team is prepared to assist with the response here. I was able to speak with one of the commanders from the police department just a few minutes ago. They're on standby, but they are ready to deploy if they are needed at this point. But at this, as far as we know, all they're asking them to do right now is just to be in that standby mode. So it's something that they're obviously paying very close attention to as well. But certainly a tense night here at the Air Force Academy, and something that we are going to be looking into more and more as the hours wear on tonight, guys.
Andy Cohen live tonight at CB and Potts, talking to those cadets, understandably very concerned about their fellow cadets that are still on that campus. Lockdown situation, massive security sweep going on right now. But again, the most important thing is, officially from the academy, no reports of shots fired, no reports of any injuries.
And our Laura Wilson, she's at the South Gate. The gates are closed right now. Let's check in with her live to see what she's seeing out there. And you've talked to some cadets as well, Laura.
I did, and like Rob said, most important thing here is no injuries being reported, no shots fired at this point. But we'll pan over. A lot of cars who were in line have turned around, but there are still some sitting, waiting to get into the base. It is still on lockdown. Now, we did talk to one person who's both a professor and a resident on the base, and she told us just around 10 o'clock this evening, she did receive a text alert, and here was the exact verbatim on that. It said, active shooter has been declared on USAFA. Last known threat is 5220 Cedar Drive, and then it says the word lockdown 3 times. Now, what's interesting is, even though she did receive that text alert, she has been in contact with some people who are on this base right now who are still on lockdown, who said they never received that text alert, so they were a little bit panicked. She's actually been relaying some information to them throughout the evening, just letting them know what's going on. We haven't confirmed whether or not the text alert reached everyone, and if not, why that hasn't happened. We are working to get that confirmed right now, but we are told that anyone who is not on the base, who does live on the base, should seek shelter somewhere else tonight. They don't plan on opening it back up. We really haven't seen much police activity, any sirens going by, and I'd say the last 30 minutes or so. When we first got here, we saw a lot of sirens going in. It's pretty quiet. It's just on lockdown. A lot of cars have turned around for the evening. We will work to get you more information as it becomes available. Rob, Elizabeth, send it back to you in the studio.
Laura, thank you.
And again, we are continuing to monitor this situation. As you might imagine, the most important thing that's going on right now is this security sweep. They need to secure the campus before they're going to provide any more information. We got that very short, brief statement from Air Force Academy personnel about 25 minutes ago. This is tape from the very onset of the situation that Laura Wilson was just speaking of, where when this word went out, the lockdown orders went out, the push alerts went to the cadets as well as the residents there on the military base. A very swift response from local law enforcement, the Sheriff's Department. As you heard from Andy Cohen, the Colorado Springs Tactical Unit is on standby right now. But as you also heard within the last couple of minutes from Laura, saying that as of the last 10 or 15 minutes, not a lot of activity. It's quiet out there right now. And again, this search is very active right now. They absolutely have to make sure that they cover every nook and cranny of the Academy grounds before they give the all clear. And again, we are still waiting for that information. But again, the last word that we had was a possible active shooter. No reports of any injuries, no reports of any shots fired. That's where we stand right now.
Again, stay away from the Academy right now, and if you are a cadet just looking for information, do not call officials for any information because they're being flooded with phone calls, so they need to get the emergency ones in if there are any.
We will continue to monitor this situation. Obviously, we're running information at the bottom of our screen. We are also continuing to track this situation on the base, but again, a massive law enforcement response this evening about 10:30 or so, but you heard those push alerts went out about 10 o'clock tonight to those folks that were actually on the base to shelter in place. Let's turn our attention back to Matt Pritchard, who's at the North Gate right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Rob. Back out here at the North Gate, as you mentioned. I've heard Laura say that there's so many people waiting at the South Gate. Again, here at North Gate, totally different story, almost a ghost town. We'll have you take a look. We've had a lot of emergency vehicles coming through. I don't know if you can tell in the shot, but just above one of those red lines, there is a truck, sort of a tall truck. That is the El Paso County Sheriff's SWAT truck out there still waiting. Looks to be almost just waiting to see if they are needed or not. But as we've mentioned, the good news here is that they're doing security sweeps and we don't have any confirmed injuries. We don't have any confirmed shots fired. That's all really good news, and we're still waiting to hear another update from the public information officer, who is still standing by here with us at Northgate. We're just waiting for added information from him. And as you heard Elizabeth mention, the best thing you can do is not to call the law enforcement desk if you can. They are being flooded with information as we speak. So obviously we're continuing to track this. We saw an ambulance go in a little while ago. That was the first one of those type of emergency vehicles that we had seen come through. But really, that's the biggest update we have from Northgate at this time. Once the public information officer does come up to speak with us with another update, we'll have it for you here on KOAA. Guys.